Hello everybody and welcome to a new open class number 153. And today we are going to be talking about something a little bit different than usual. We are going to be doing this open class about Jenkins. Yeah, so we are going to get a first look at what is Jenkins, and we are going to start working a little bit with it. So yeah, welcome everybody. I hope that you enjoy this open class, and please let me know as always in the chat if everything is fine, sound is fine, image is fine, so that we can keep moving forward without any issues. And yeah, so let's already get started. Then I'm going to switch already to my computer screen. Let me do that right now. There we go. All right, so yeah, as always, let me get here to the open class screen. Let me click here. There we go. All right, I can see there. Amna Mason says everything is fine. Also, Maciej Morawski, everything is okay. Perfect. I can see here also the image looks okay, so great. Then we are ready to get started. As always, the first thing that you need to do is to get the open class rosject, the class rosject. So very simple. In order to do this, you just have to click here in this light blue button that you have here above the chat. So I'm going to do this myself right now. Then this might take some seconds, but basically what's going to happen is that this is going to create a copy of this rosject into your workspace, into your account. Yeah, so you are going to have access to this rosject forever. If you want to open it next week, next month, you are going to be able to do so. All right, so don't worry about that. And then, as you can see, it also automatically redirects you to the rosject screen, which is the screen where we are right now. Here at the right side, you have the streaming section, let's say, with the live stream image, also the chat, so that in case that you have any comments, doubts, questions, whatever, you can type them here in the chat and I'm going to be able to read them. All right? So yeah, after some seconds, as you can see here in my screen, you are going to get the rosject loaded, and you will also get the notebook, the Jupyter notebook here automatically opened for you. So yeah, as we were saying at the introduction, we are in open class number 153, and we are going to be checking a little bit this Jenkins tool. So what it is, we will get to install it here in the system, configure it, and create a simple job to get a first taste of how to work with Jenkins. So yeah, let me know, is everything fine there? Have you been able to open the rosject properly? Are you here in the same screen as I am? Yes. Okay, perfect. Then, yeah, so we are going to start by launching a gazebo simulation, all right? Although the class is going to be focused on Jenkins, we are going to do a little bit of interaction with a simulation. Yeah, as you know, we always like to have robots around, so this is not going to be an exception. Then we are going to start by launching a simple simulation here of a drone. So in order to do this, what we are going to do is to, first of all, open a new shell, a new terminal. You can do this by clicking on the icon that is here highlighted in red, and you are going to find it here in the bottom bar. It's the first icon, the web shell icon. You can click here and this is going to open a new blank shell. And then now you can just select here from the notebook the command, copy it, and paste it here directly to the shell. There you go. Okay, then this is going to start the gazebo simulation. As you can see, it's starting all the processes. And after some seconds, it's going to load here the gazebo window. And you should see here the drone simulation, which is shown also there in the notebook. There you go. So here we have a kind of soccer field And if you move a little bit, you are going to see here the drone, which is right now it's here landed in the ground. So so yeah, for now we are going to keep here the drone, the robot. Yeah, so for now we are not going to interact yet with it, okay? Then let's leave it here and let's open another shell. Yeah, so we are going to leave here in this first shell the simulation running. You can rename it if you want to simulation, for instance, sim, so that you know that here you have your simulation running. We are going to leave this like this. We don't want to stop it, otherwise the gazebo simulation would terminate. So we are going to open a new shell and we will start working on this one, okay? But yeah, but before getting started, let's so let's see what is Jenkins. So do you know? Have you heard about Jenkins? Do you have any idea of what it is or what it is for? Yes, no? No clue? Nope, says Ishmael Rogers. No clue. Anna Lee is saying, I think it's used for automated testing. Yeah, this is one of the many things that Jenkins can do. Yeah, so basically, and saying it simple and plain, basically Jenkins is used for automating processes. Yeah, you can automate testing, for instance. This is a very common use for Jenkins, but you can automate basically almost anything with Jenkins. Okay, so this is why it's so powerful. We use it as well for testing. Yeah, very well. Yeah, so basically, Jenkins is a continuous integration and deployment server. Yeah. Like RPA? I don't know RPA, Ishmael. I don't know about this RPA. But yeah, so Jenkins, as I was saying, in simple terms, can be used for automating processes, and it's a server that allows you to perform continuous integration and delivery. So this continuous integration and delivery, or otherwise known as CACD, yeah, it's what we know as continuous integration and delivery. So this is a very common practice for many developers around the world and for companies. Yeah, so any company that wants to have some kind of success has to implement in some way continuous integration and delivery. Yeah, and Jenkins is a great tool for allowing this implementation in any company, but not only for companies, but for individual developers as well. Yeah, so CYCD is very important. Okay, it's a very important tool to implement, but it's a very important tool to know about it. Yeah, because this is something that any company, if you are looking for a job or you want to work for any robotics company, you need to know about what is continuous integration and continuous delivery and how to implement it. Yeah, you need to be at least familiar with some of the tools that allow you to do this, like GitHub is one of them, yeah, and Jenkins is another one of them, okay? And we are going to do some other open classes of other tools, like it could be, for instance, Docker, all right? Robotics process automation. Yeah. So basically, it's for automating processes, not only for robotics. So actually, you can use it for any kind of process. Yeah. In our case, we are focused on robotics. So yeah, but basically, it's just an automation server. So it can be used for automating any kind of process or task. Yeah. Then, so Jenkins is one of the most important and most expanded, most well-known tools related to this. And it's open source. Yeah, so this is also important for developers. So this is why we are going to be learning Jenkins today. Yeah, we are going to get an introduction. So we are not here doing an open class on about Jenkins because I woke up and I thought, hey, let's talk about Jenkins today. No, yeah. So I want you to understand why we are going to do this open class about Jenkins today. Yeah, because it's a very important tool, and you need to know about it. If you want to become a robotics developer and work for robotics companies around the world, you need to know about continuous integration and continuous delivery, and you need to know at least something. Yeah, know what is Jenkins. Okay. So yeah, then let's get started. Yeah. So the first thing that we are going to do now that we have done the proper introductions is to install Jenkins. Yeah. So there are different processes, different methods in which you can install Jenkins. Today, for this open class, we are going to use a WAR file. Yeah. It's why? Well, because it's a very quick and easy method, so that we can get Jenkins installed here in the system quickly, and we can have access to the latest Jenkins version. So for that, we are going to use an SH script, a bash script. Okay, here you have the structure, and we can have a quick look here at the file and try to figure out what we are doing here more or less. So you have comments here for everything, for all the steps, if you want to get into detail of what we are doing. But basically, if we check a little bit line by line, we're going to see that, yeah, so here basically we are setting this Jenkins home. We are setting an environment variable, yeah, Jenkins home, which is where we are going to create our Jenkins folder. Yeah, in this case, we are going to do it inside the web page workspace. Yeah. So what is this? This is a workspace that we have here in our rosject. So for instance, we can come here to the code editor. It's the second icon that we have down here. Yeah. You can click here in the code editor, and this is going to open the IDE here, and this is going to give you access. You are going to be able to visualize here all the workspaces, folders, files that this rosject contains. Yeah, and for instance, you can find here the web page workspace. Yeah, here it is. So basically, what we are going to do here is to define this Jenkins folder as the home directory where we are going to install all the Jenkins related files. Okay, then we are installing here Java, the Java development kit, basically through apt-get. Then we are checking if we already have this jenkins.war file, and if we don't have it, we are going to download it. All right. Then again, here we are checking the processes running in the background, and we are looking for a process which is already running this Jenkins war file. If there is already a process, then we are going to skip. But if not, if the process is not running, which means that Jenkins is not running yet, then we are going to start it. Okay? With this line here. Then yeah, so here we are doing some special commands here for getting the URL address. Yeah, basically here we are going to try to build a URL address so that we can access Jenkins through the web browser in a very easy way. Yeah, you will see this in a moment. We are printing some messages here, and then this is also important. We are building here a file. We are building this Jenkins pit url.txt file. Yeah, we are creating this file where we are going to put the command that we need to run in case that we want to stop Jenkins first, and later we are going to also write into this file the URL that we need to use in order to access Jenkins. Okay? So we build this file that we are going to see it in a moment. And then finally here I'm just running a couple of ROS-related commands. Yeah? So I'm publishing here some messages into the drone takeoff topic and the drone land topic. These topics, you can run them here directly in the terminal. And these commands basically what do is to take off. This one is for taking off the drone. We should see the drone here taking off. You see it there. And this other command is for landing the drone, okay? So we can run this second one for landing the drone. There we go. You're going to see that the drone is going to land here to the ground. There we go. Okay? So basically this final section is just running some ROS-related commands, nothing to do with Jenkins, okay? But we are running these commands so that whenever we see that the robot takes off, we are going to know that the installation process has finished. All right? So, so now we are going to run this script. So we are going to first create it, and second, we are going to execute it, to run it, so that we are going to install Jenkins in our system. Okay? Then we have to start by running these commands. Yeah, so let's start here. Let me put the notebook here and the shell here. Yeah. So first of all, we are getting inside the web page workspace folder. Second, we are creating the file startjenkins.sh. Yeah, we are creating this file. And finally, we are giving here, with this last command, we are giving execution permissions to this file. Yeah? There we go. So now, if we come here to the code editor, we are going to see that we have here this startjenkins.sh file. Yeah, but if you open it, you are going to see that it's empty. Yeah? So now what we have to do is to write all this code, the code that we have been checking a moment ago. We are going to copy it here from the notebook and paste it into the script. Okay? So at the end, you are going to have this script, startjenkins.sh, in your web page workspace with all this content. Yeah? Okay? So far, so good. Yes, no? Are you following the steps with me? Yes, everything is fine. Okay, perfect. All right, so the next step is to run our script, right? So now that we have it created, we are going to run it, and you can use this command to execute it, to execute the bash script. Yeah, make sure that you are in the folder where you have this file, and then you can run it like this: bash and the name of the bash script. Yeah. So I'm going to run it myself here. Let me make this shell a bit bigger so that we can see all the output better. There we go. Okay, so now this is going to start performing all the steps described in the bash script. Here it is downloading some packages. Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah, so here we can see that it's still it's installing some packages. Yeah, it's going to take some seconds to complete everything. So let's just wait patiently. You can open the simulation meanwhile to check if the drone has is taking off or not. So not yet. So we didn't reach that point in the script yet. So we are still here unpacking packages. You can see here we're unpacking Java Common. Yeah, so it's basically still installing and configuring Java. All right. Yeah, still configuring. The drone hasn't taken off yet. So once we see the drone taking off, is going to mean that the script has reached the final part here. Yeah. So that basically it has finished with all the installation and configuration. Then let's go back. Let's see how this is going. Okay. See, so here it's setting up open JDK8, which is the Java Development Kit. Okay, here it's downloading the WAR file, as you can see. Beginning extraction from WAR file. And I think we are almost there. Yeah, here we are getting some messages. Now it's going to create this file, and there we go. So now the drone has taken off. So it means that we have basically finished it. Okay? So right now, Jenkins is already running. Okay, now it's landing again. It has taken off. Now it's landing, and it has finished. Perfect. Okay, so our script has finishing executing. So now I have already Jenkins installed in my rosject, and it is already running. Yeah, it has been started. So now, how can I access Jenkins? Yeah, because we cannot see anything around here. So where is Jenkins running? Because we cannot see it. Okay, then for this, we are going to have a look at this file. Jenkins PID URL.txt. Yeah. So remember that here in our script, here we are creating this file, Jenkins PID URL.txt. Okay. And we are writing, as you can see here with all these echo commands, we are writing some things into this file. Yeah. Then you are going to find the file here. Here I have it, Jenkins PID URL.txt. So you can open this file and you are going to see a couple of things. First, you have here a command which it can be used to stop Jenkins. Yeah. So if you want to stop Jenkins from running, you want to stop it, you can run this command. Yeah. This command is going to kill the process, Jenkins process, which is this one. Okay. And you also have here down here Jenkins URL. Okay. Then you can use this URL to access Jenkins, okay? So if you come to this file and you copy this URL and you paste it here into a new tab of your browser, oops, let me close this. You copy it and paste it here into a new tab of your browser, okay? This is going to take you to Jenkins. See? So here I am already in Jenkins. Yeah? Have you been able to reach this screen? All of you? Yes, no? Did you follow the process? Maciesh says, yes, I see this screen. Perfect. What about the rest? Yes, no? Okay, no comments for now. So, okay, I'm going to keep going. All right. So now we are going to continue by doing, by setting up. Yeah, we are going to do a minimal setup of Jenkins. You will see that I'm going to just skip some steps. So here, if you come here, as you can see, this is asking us for an administrator password, right? So where can I get this from? Okay, so in order to get this administrator password, you can come here to the shell, and then if you scroll a little bit up, you are going to find here a series of characters, numbers and letters, yeah? And here, if you read, it says, please use the following password to proceed to installation. Yeah, so when we initially start Jenkins, as you can see, Jenkins initial setup is required. This is what we are going to do right now. Then it says, an admin user has been created and a password generated. Yeah, so this is the admin password that has been automatically generated. Then you can just select this here from the shell, copy it, and paste it here in the field for the administrator password. And once you have it, you can click on continue. Okay? Yes? Yeah, are you following? Okay, so now in this screen, we are going to, as you can see, you have the recommended option, which is install suggested plugins. Okay, so in this case, we are going to skip it. Okay, so because this is going to take a little bit longer, so we are going to just select this other option, which is select the plugins to install. We are going to select this second option. All these steps that I am following, you can find them here. Okay, so all the steps that I am following are described here in the notebook. Okay, I can see here Amna saying yes, also Mohit. Yes, I log it. Perfect. Okay, so we are going to choose this option, select plugins to install. And now, in the next screen, we are going to select none. Okay, so here you can see all, none, and suggested options. Okay, so we are going to choose none. Okay, this is going to just speed up. Yeah, so I don't want to lose time installing plugins and so on. Okay. So in this case, we are going to select none, and we are going to click on install. Okay? Install. Okay. Now it says create first admin user. Okay? So in this screen, I'm going to skip and continue as admin. Okay? So here you can create the first user, etc. We are going to skip this. We are going to be working today as admins, okay? So we are using the admin user, which has been initially generated by Jenkins. Then we are going to choose here, skip and continue as admin. There we go. Okay? And then here, we are going to arrive to the instance configuration screen. Okay? So here, we can do some configuration for the instance, but we are going to skip as well and click on not now. Down here, okay, we are going to select the option not now. Okay, and now here we can click on start using Jenkins. Yeah, so we have finished the initial setup and we can start using Jenkins. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to be redirected to the Jenkins dashboard. Here I am, okay? So now I am already in the Jenkins main screen, main page, Jenkins dashboard, okay? Yes? So at the end, I have arrived to this Jenkins dashboard that you can see also here. All right? Yeah, so far so good. Have you reached the Jenkins dashboard here, like me? Yes, Maciej is in the dashboard, also Amna, also Mateus. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, we are already in Jenkins. Yeah, so this is Jenkins. This is the dashboard of Jenkins, so we are already Jenkins. Here we can start already as you can see, we have here the option to create a job, which we will do in a moment, set up an agent, yeah? So we are already in Jenkins. Then one thing that I'm going to do right now is to change the admin password, okay? Because the current admin password, so you can, well, you can just save it in somewhere safe if you want, or you can just come here to the admin, yeah, up here in the admin area, you click, and you are going to have here the configure option, okay? Then you can click here in the configure option, and if you scroll a little bit down, here you can change the password, okay? So I suggest that you do this, okay? In this case, since we are doing just a test, I'm going to put a very simple password, which is going to be 123, okay? 123. You can set up any password that you want. And then, once you are done, you click on Save, down here, okay? So now you are going to be redirected to the Jenkins login screen, okay? And now in this case, in order to log in, we are just going to set the username, which is admin in this case, and the password that we have just set, which in my case it's 123, and login. Okay. There we go. So now I'm back here to the Jenkins. If you click here, for instance, up here, you are going to come to the dashboard. Okay? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So we have finished the first part, which is to install and configure Jenkins. Okay? So now we are ready to start using Jenkins. So what are we going to do? We are going to start by the most, let's say, the most basic task that you can do in Jenkins, which is to create a job. Okay? So a job basically is a task or a set of tasks that you can program Jenkins to execute or to run whenever you want. Okay? So this is a job. Then we are going to start by creating a very simple job that it's going to be based on a shell script in this case. And what we are going to do with our job is to control and interact a little bit with the simulation. Okay? Then, of course, the first step is to select here in the dashboard the option to create a job. Yeah? So here in the dashboard, we select the option create a job. There we go. Then you have to give it a name. Yeah? So we can name it, for instance, test job. Okay? So you give it a name, then you select the option here to create a free project. In my case, as you can see here, I have it in Spanish, okay? But here in the notebook, you are going to find it in English. So this is a freestyle project. Yeah? So you select this option, freestyle project, and then you click on OK. There we go, okay? And now you are in the configuration section of your job. Yeah, so here you can configure many things related to your job. What we are going to do is to add a very simple description here for our job. For instance, here you have, in step 3, you can find this very basic description, which is a sample job created on the construct. So I'm going to use this sentence here as my description. Okay. And then we are going to move to the build tab here. Yeah? So you write something here in the description, and then you're going to move to the build tab. Okay? Now, in the build tab, you are going to have here a section which is build. It's, in my case, it's this one, and here you can select different methods. Okay? So in our case, we are going to select the shell one. Yeah? the shell one. So here it should be execute shell. Okay? I have it here in my first option, as you can see, the shell. So I'm going to select this one. Okay? So now, since I have selected this shell option, it gives me here an area where I can write a shell command, a shell script, sorry, bash script. Yeah, I can write any bash commands here. Okay? Yeah? Are you following? Yes? Okay. Perfect. I see that we have a great class today. Perfect, perfect. I like it. Okay. So yeah. So what we have done so far, just to do a quick recap. So we are creating a Jenkins job, a new job, which is going to be basically based on a shell script. Okay. So whenever I build my job, it's going to run certain shell commands. Okay? So in this case, we are going to use this bash script that we have here. Okay? Then we are going to, in step 5, okay, you are going to select here this script, which is here in the code cell here. You are going to select it and paste it here to your Jenkins job. Okay? There you go. So now, once you have it here, you have pasted to your Jenkins configuration, you are going to click finally on save. Okay? So down here, save. All right. So we have created our first Jenkins job. Okay? And our Jenkins job, in this case, is going to execute a bash script, a series of bash commands, shell commands, which are described here. Yeah. So what is our Jenkins job going to do? It's going to run here this pwd shell command, which is to know the current path. Yeah. It's going to run this. You can open it here, for instance, and see. So all these are shell commands that you can run here in a shell. Yeah, for instance, pwd, it gives you the current path. ls -al, for instance, it lists all the files, including hidden files and folders. Okay. Then you have another shell command here, which is to print the environment variables which contain the ROS characters. Yeah. Then here we are actually running a ROS command from our shell. Yeah. So here we are publishing to the drone takeoff topic. And this is basically the same that we did in our installation script. Yeah, so here we are publishing to the drone takeoff topic. So what's going to happen is that the drone in our simulation is going to take off from the ground. Okay. Then after that, we kill the process, we sleep for 10 seconds, and then we kill this first process. And now we are going to run a second ROS command. In this case, we publish into the drone land topic to make the robot land back to the ground. Okay? So we run this ROS command, we sleep for 5 seconds, and we kill the process. And finally, we have here a ROS service call. Yeah, this is another ROS-related command. We are calling this gazebo reset simulation service, which basically is going to reset the simulation to its initial state. Okay? And finally, we are printing here job finished to the screen using this echo. Okay? Yeah, so it's a very simple shell script. Okay? Then, now, if we want to actually run this shell script, what we have to do is to build our job. Yeah. So for this, here in the left menu in Jenkins, in our test job project, we can click on Build Now. Yeah. Here I have it in Spanish, yeah, but the translation is Build Now. Okay, you have it here also in the notebook, in step 6. Okay, so once you click on Build Now, Jenkins is going to build our job. So therefore, it's going to run the shell script that we have configured in our job. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is to click here on Build Now, and I'm going to see what happens here. Okay, so let me minimize this. Let me keep an eye into the simulation because I am expecting the drone to do some things, right? So let me click already here in Build Now. There we go. Okay, so I can see here my drone taking off. It's going to wait for 10 seconds and then it's going to land. There it goes. There it resets the simulation and the job finishes. Okay? So my job has finished. Yeah? Have you been able to reproduce it? Great, great message. Perfect, perfect. Me too, says Mateus. Okay, awesome. Okay, so perfect. It's working for everybody. Excellent. Then once we have built our job, you can come down here. Yeah. So here you are going to have this history of tasks. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the notebook so that you see where we are. Okay. Then, yeah, this is a little bit different in my version than what is shown here in the image. But basically, it's right here. Yeah, this is the history of tasks, and then here you can click on the job right here. Okay, and now here you are going to have different options. One of them is the console output. Okay, so here you can see the logs of your job. In this case, we are going to be able to see the logs of the shell commands that we have executed, right? So we can come here to the console output, and then here you have all the logs for your job. See? So it starts by building the job, and then after that it executes. In this case, we have defined our job to be a shell script. So it's executing all the commands, see, pwd, and here we can see the output of this first command. Here we can see the output of this ls-al command. Here we can see the output of the of this env grep ros command. Okay. Here we can see the ROS topic pops command that we have executed and the outputs that we are getting. Right? So all these commands are all the commands that we have defined in our shell script here. The ones that we have used in our job. Right? So here I can check everything that has been executed, and I can see, for instance, if something has gone wrong, whatever. Okay? Yeah, so here you have the expected output. Yeah, and the console output. Okay? Now, to finish, we are going to do a quick exercise here, okay? Which is to modify a little bit our job, our Jenkins job, so that makes the robot move a little bit. Not only take off and land, but it's going to make the robot, our drone, move a little bit. Okay? So, for this, what would you do? Any ideas? Any suggestions? Send control or velocity commands. Okay. Add a line similar to this, says Anali. Yeah. It's similar to this. We are going to publish in another topic too. However, okay. So then, but on different topic, exactly. Okay. So what I'm going to do is to come back to my project. Yeah. And now I'm going to click here in configure. Okay. So I'm going to click here in configure. And then again, remember, I'm going to move to the build section, and here I'm able to edit the shell commands of my job, right? So here I'm able to edit it. So what I'm going to do is, between the takeoff and the land, I'm going to add some things here, right? And then in this case, I'm going to add here a couple of things. So first, I'm going to for instance, send velocity commands to the drone. Yeah? And then here I would run something like ROS topic pop into the topic command bell, for instance, okay? In this case, I'm going to come here to the solution to see the structure of the command, okay? Because it's a little bit more complicated. So you can get here from the solution the structure. Yeah? So we are going to add these two, okay? This one and this one, these two. And now I'm going to see what we are doing here, okay? So first we have a ROS topic pub command here. We are publishing to the command bell topic messages of the type twist. And then I am starting by sending velocities in the linear x axis for 5 seconds. And after this, I'm going to stop it again. Okay, so I sent all the velocities to 0 to stop it again. Yeah? So basically, I'm going to take off the drone, move it forward for 5 seconds, stop the robot, and finally land. Okay? So this is my updated script. Then, if I want to apply these changes, of course, you need to save. Right? And finally, if you want to run it again, you have to click on Build Now. Okay? So now that I have done the changes to my job, I'm going to build it now. Let's go back to the simulation to see. Okay, so my drone is taking off. Now it should move forward a little bit during 5 seconds, approximately. There it goes. It's starting to move forward. Okay, there it stops. And finally, it's going to land again. There we go. Perfect. And now, finally, the simulation gets resetted to its initial position. Okay? And again, if you want, you can come here to the history. You are going to have this second build, right? This is the one that we executed before, and this is the last one. Yeah, you have the timestamps here as well. Yeah, so we can come to the latest one, check the console output, and you are going to see here how the new commands have been executed. Okay? And of course, yeah, so basically that's it. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to do in this open class, and basically that's it. Of course, so we have done a very simple job, okay? There are many options. If you come here to the configuration, there are many options that you can configure. There are many things that you can do, much more complex than just running a shell command, okay? But at least we have been able to create our first Jenkins job and run some shell commands in order to interact with the simulation. Okay? So I wanted to do something like this, which is simple, that everybody can follow and have completed. And we have done it. For what I can see here in the chat, everybody has been able to complete it. So that is great, yeah? Then, just before finishing, let me remind you also that we have added this week a new course into our academy, yeah, which is this Jenkins Basics, okay? Then I have left you the link here in the notebook right at the end. And here you are going to find all this that we have done in the class and many more things, okay? So we are going to see how to create more complex jobs, managing users and security, for instance, creating Jenkins pipelines, how to integrate Jenkins with source code management, for instance, how to integrate Jenkins with a Git repository, a GitHub repository. And for instance, you can create jobs so that whenever you do a commit to your GitHub repository, that is going to trigger a specific Jenkins job, okay? Also, test, how you can integrate tests into Jenkins, Jenkins command line tools, so many more things, okay? So all this, you can find it here in the Jenkins Basics course in our academy, which has been published this week. So it's a brand new course, all right? And yeah, so I'm going to leave it here, okay? So we have completed successfully the class. That's great. So Anna is saying, thanks for this class. I will definitely do the full course. That's great. That's great, Anna. Don't you talk about creation and deployment of a ROS artifact? I'm not sure exactly of what you mean, Antoine. Mateo says, that was a nice introduction to Jenkins. Says, hello, this was my first contact with Jenkins. It seems to be very pleasant. Everything was very well presented, but thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Antoine. Yeah. So, of course, this is going to be covered. Yeah. It's going to be covered on a basic level, okay? But yeah. So yeah, let's then leave it here. Thanks a lot to all of you for being here today with me in this class. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me wait a second. Let me go back to my computer screen because I want to, I always remember of this last step. So I want to activate here the rating form for the class to get some feedback from you and see if you liked it or not. So let me do it right now. It should appear in some seconds here. There you go. Okay, so you can rate this open class if you liked it, if not. And yeah, now yes. So let's leave it here. Thanks a lot for being here with me. I hope that you enjoyed it. And yeah, I will see you again in the next open class. Until then, as always, take care and keep pushing your ROS learning. Bye-bye.